Hello, this is Mike, and I'll be showing you how to install the Keller Williams Ridgecrest Canon printer to a Mac laptop or desktop. It's going to work for either one of those. So first step is to connect the Mac to the Wi-Fi at the office. After you've done that, next step would be to go to Safari or whatever web browser and do a search for Canon drivers. What'll happen is you should see the first result from usa.canon.com. It'll look just like this, and again, just usually the first result that comes up on the search page. So you're going to go to that. And then on this page, you're going to search for the model number of the printer. So in Ridgecrest, we have a 6555, and it's going to be this third one down here, the 6555-3, Image Runner Advanced. You're going to click on that. And then it'll bring you to the next page, and you should be able to see the like a picture of the printer. Kind of here at the top would kind of indicate that we're looking at the right one. And then the only thing we do down here is under recommended drivers, we should see something that looks like this UOFR file. You're just going to select it and then click on download. So it's going to be just the first result here on closest to the top of the page. I'm going to select that and go ahead and download that. So as it begins downloading, you're gonna just keep an eye out for where it downloads. On Macs, the downloads tend to show up at the bottom of the screen down here under this little downloads folder, and then it should be probably the latest option or the latest file that you have downloaded. And again, it's the UFR Mac file. You're gonna click on that. What it'll do is it'll open the file. And then when you get to this screen, you're going to click on this icon, which looks like a box. I'm going to double click on that. And then you're going to just continue through all of the features here on the next page, or the options. So we're just going to click on continue. I'm going to agree. Usually this option does not come up where it asks you where to install the files. It should actually kind of just skip through this, but in this case, it's going to be this Macintosh hard drive, which is what I'm going to select. I'm going to click on continue, and then I'm going to click on install. Then it's going to ask you to put in the Touch ID or the password for the computer. And this is the password for the computer when it's turned off and it's turned back on, and it asks them to log back in. It'll be that password. And now it's going to do its installation. And it, depending on the speed of the computer, this might take a few minutes for it to install. Okay, and then once it finishes installing, you're just going to click on close here on this screen. If it asks you to move the Canon file to the trash, you can go ahead and do that because we don't need to keep it at this point. And now I'm just going to close this and kind of just close anything out that I have here. Next step is to go into the system preferences for the computer. To do that, you're going to click on the Apple icon on the top left corner and then go to System Preferences. Then from here, you're going to go to the Printers and Scanners option. And here is where you would see all of the currently installed printers on the particular computer. In this case, I don't have any. So I'm going to go down here to this little plus button to add a new printer. So from here, we're going to click on the second option here at the top. Looks like a little globe. And what we're going to do here is we're going to type out the IP address for the printer. For Ridgecrest, that's going to be this address right here, 192.168.1.143. And it'll be the same address every single time. That should not change. So you're going to go ahead and type that out there in the address field. Under protocol, you're going to choose HP Jet Direct Socket. It has to be this option. Otherwise, the printer won't work properly. And then down here under the bottom, where the name goes, you can see that it copied exactly as I typed in the address field. But this is where you would actually change the name of the printer. So in this case, you could probably just call it KW RC printer, for example. So before I continue further, because I'm not currently not connected to Ridgecrest, or I'm at the Ridgecrest office, this setup here is not going to work for me. So what I'm going to do is instead, just show you, just for as an example, I'm going to replace this with the address to one of the printers that I have here as well. But of course, you would keep it as the 192.168.1.143 address, and of course you would name it down here. So keeping everything the same, I'm just going to name it based off of our printer here. Under the use section, you're going to click on that menu and you're going to go to select software. Now up here at the top, you're going to do a search for the printer model. And again, that was the same one that we had searched for initially at the very beginning. So that's 6555. And then you're going to select it from the menu here. Again, it's a 6555 3. In my case, because again, this is the Ridgecrest printer and not the one that I have here at the Palmdale office, I'm going to instead replace it with the one that I have here instead. But again, it's the same process. You search, select it, and then click on OK. And then you would click on Add. And as soon as it does that, it's going to add the new printer to the list here on the side. And as far as this goes, this should take care of the installation of the printer itself. The next thing we got to do is we got to set up a preset so that we ensure that the printer prints properly. So what I got to do is I got to find a PDF of some kind. Is usually the best example of a file you can use. In this case, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just go to a website and I'm going to I'm going to try to print this out here. So I'm going to go to File, Print, and just the quickest example that I can find to get to the print window, which looks like this. So basically what we have to do is we have to set up one-sided printing, because by default the printer will always print double-sided no matter what, unless we don't change it. We don't change it here. So to do that, we're going to go down to this Safari option, or this menu that says Safari. You're going to click there and you're going to go down to Finishing. When you click on Finishing, it's going to open up this new this other option here, where you're going to be able to see two-sided printing. You're going to click on that and change it to one-sided. And then once you do that, you're going to go to this Presets menu at the top. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to click on the option Save Current Settings as Preset. So what this is telling the computer to do is all the changes that I just made on the previous screen, so changing it to one-sided printing or any other options like that, I'm saving that as a preset. So here I'm going to just give it a name. I'm going to call it one-sided printing as an example. And I think I already have an option on this computer called one-sided printing, so I'm just going to call it one-sided printing 2. But I'll know that that's my new one. And I'm going to click on OK. So then now at the top, I should see the printer that I'm currently connected to. So it'd be the Ridgecrest printer. And then under presets, I'm going to click there. And I'm going to be able to see my new preset called one-sided printing. And I know that as long as I print to this screen and I have the preset set to one-sided printing, that when I go ahead and print, that this document will come out printed on just on a single sheet of paper, or all the pages would be one-sided is what I mean. So that's pretty much it. At this point, the printer should be ready to go, ready to start printing any sorts of documents and to the Canon printer. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you.